The reckoning, why SAFECHAIN cannot be ignored. This podcast is going to cover SAFECHAIN is more than a safeguarding framework. It is a structural response to systematic failure. It is a powerful episode, and I am your host. I am exploring and explaining why safeguarding reform must move beyond symbolic commitments and towards a real institutional architecture. This structure is built from lived experience and policy analysis. SAFECHAIN represents a new model of trauma-informed governance designed to close the gaps between institutes that are meant to protect the vulnerable people. This system doesn't protect just domestic abuse victims. It protects all people that have trauma. So there comes a moment in every system where quiet conversations are no longer enough. Policy making is no longer enough. Where policy papers are no longer enough. Where the evidence becomes too clear to ignore. This is where SAFECHAIN sits. We are approaching that moment in safeguarding where people's lives have to be safeguarded. This is the reckoning. Welcome to Silence Screams Loud Strength, my podcast, where structural truth, domestic abuse, safeguarding systems are not failing because the law does not exist. The law is here. The culture has not caught up to the law. The law exists, the policies exist, the training exists. The problem is structural fragmentation. Institutes operate in isolation. They are not connected. Procedures do not align. Documentation disappears between agencies, government agencies. Accountability becomes blurred. And in that fragmentation, survivors fall through the cracks. SAFECHAIN exists to change that. So SAFECHAIN as think tank and innovation platform, SAFECHAIN operates across several layers: research, policy, innovation, institutional governance, safeguarding, interoperability, training and certification frameworks. It is both a think tank and an operational architecture. It bridges lived experience and institutional design. Why lived experience matters in policy. Some frameworks are written by people who study systems from a distance. SAFECHAIN was built by someone who moved through those systems. That perspective reveals gaps that policy analysis alone often misses. Lived experience is not an antidote. It's not an antidote. It's field data. So in closing, SAFECHAIN was born from moments of grounding, moments when I sat quietly and recorded this podcast to stabilize my own nervous system. I'm on season 4, approaching season 5. But from those moments of stillness came something unexpected, a structural vision, a safeguarding architecture. And sometimes the most powerful reforms come exactly that way. In silence, in observation, in truth. And in my truth, SAFECHAIN was born.